Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about Uber accused of signing up customers for subscriptions without consent. Here's how to cancel. So on the ever-growing list of legal problems Uber is facing these days, we have Uber signing up customers for Uber One without consent. And this is a company that has been actively involved in many different types of lawsuits, whether it is suing others or getting sued. This time they caught the eye of the Federal Trade Commission with unlawful subscription plans. So with that said, we are talking about everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. But first, let's talk quickly about our partner, Gig Tax. Gig workers, are you still letting taxes eat into your earnings? Because whether you're a rideshare driver, a food delivery driver, or do any other form of self-employed work, stop wasting time on taxes that slow you down. Gig tax was built by someone who gets it. Joseph Veho is a gig worker with over 7,000 deliveries across 7 platforms, and they know exactly what you need to file effectively. Get your taxes done fast and right, starting at just $99. Enjoy perks like electronic and state filing, secure portal access, year-round support from a dedicated tax pro, audit support, and all of that is included within one low price. If you're not filed in 24 hours or less, you get your money back. No questions asked because time is money. You're here to save both, so you can get back to what you're doing best, earning more money in less time and in a safe way. If you're a first-time client, they'll match or beat any competitor's full-service price and give you the same 5-star service their regular clients swear by. Taxes done right for less. Joseph was extremely professional and knowledgeable. He took the time to understand my unique tax situation and gave me valuable insights. If you're ready to keep more of what you earn, book a strategy session now at gigservice.com/drivenwyld and use code WYLD to access your special offering. Simplify and save with Gig Tax today. That said, let's get started. Uber is facing legal trouble over its Uber One subscription. I'm going to stop it right there. Uber is facing legal trouble for a lot of different reasons. This week, the Federal Trade Commission filed a lawsuit against the rideshare and food delivery company, alleging it enrolled its users in paid subscriptions without their permission, then made it hard to cancel. You know, I've been noticing a lot of companies do that lately. Amazon did this for a while, to where they actually had this glitch to where you try to unsubscribe from Amazon and it just takes you right back to the homepage. And no matter how many times you did that, it would still circle back and you tried to get on hold with them. And it just became this huge ordeal, only for you to hop off, be like, you know what, let me handle it a different day, only for you to forget that you had to do that thing. Like, that is why it is so messed up that they do that. And don't even get me started on dealing with Uber support. We will be here for a while. The complaint says Uber violated multiple consumer protection laws, including the FTC Act and the Restore Online Shoppers Confidence Act. At the heart of the issue is the company's $9.99 per month Uber One service, which supposedly offers savings on rides and deliveries. Now, I will say Uber One's subscription service, if you're actively using it and that's a service you genuinely need and you're using it multiple times a month, then you'll get that money back really quick. But if you're not using Uber One that much, if you're not using Uber that much, then it's only going to be a cost. Like, it's already a cost enough to have things delivered and have rideshare, but at the same time, what is their ideal with this? If they won't buy into our Uber One, we will force them into it? Like, what kind of logic is that? What's the issue? According to the FTC, the company made it sound like users could try the service risk-free, promising savings of up to $25 per month. But some users say those savings never came or didn't outweigh the monthly fee. Others say they never signed up in the first place. Okay, well, outweighing the monthly fee, I think it depends on perspective. Again, if you're consistently using it and you have to use it or you actually wanted the value of the deliveries to begin with, you'll get that value back. If you didn't sign up at all, that's my gripe with it. If I'm not consenting to a subscription plan, I have a huge issue with that. One of the more serious claims is that people were charged despite not having an active Uber account. In some cases, users say they signed up for a free trial and then got charged anyway, even after trying to cancel. Yeah, what the heck is that? If I say I don't want this anymore, that doesn't mean charge me more. Or like one of those online subscriptions where it says, oh, it's only $1 to sign up, hashtag $28 a month hidden fees or whatever that looks like. But if you never had an Uber account to begin with, what the hell? And when they tried to unsubscribe, the process allegedly became a maze. The FTC says it could take as many as 32 separate clicks and 23 screens to fully cancel the service. I know that there's a lot of businesses that pull shady stuff like this. Amazon did this to me for a while. And I know that there are some businesses that actively pull this crap, so I totally understand. And some, it takes even more than that, or even more steps such as calling customer service. So I understand how the FTC would have a problem with that. I didn't think 32 was the right number though, so we'll see if that's true. Uber's official response. On paper, Uber says canceling is simple. According to the company, users can unsubscribe at any time up to 24 hours before their billing cycle ends. However, if you try to cancel within that 24-hour window, the option disappears. Like, why is that the way they're putting it? That seems weird to me, right? Like, if they said something like, if you tried to cancel within 24 hours of your billing cycle, you're going to be billed for that next month anyway. And then after that, it's all done. But if you try to cancel outside of that 24-hour window, the option will then disappear. That's a different story. But that's still a problem. Why did they frame it in that manner? Yeah, it even says it on the website. How do I cancel my Uber One membership? You could cancel your membership in the app up to 24 hours before the end of your ongoing billing cycle. This means the button to cancel won't be visible in your app during the last 24 hours of your membership. So you just can't end your membership. If you canceled the membership and then you were still charged that one extra time, why did they just remove it entirely? That makes no sense to me. That's hostage right there. Here's how Uber says you should cancel. Open the UberEats app, tap account, tap Uber One, manage membership, select end membership, tap continue, tap end membership again. Users are then supposed to receive a confirmation. However, according to Uber One subscribers, this isn't allegedly how it usually goes. First off, on their actual website, it says go to account, tap Uber One, scroll, tap and manage membership, select end. They have it in 4 steps, not like 6. But they don't really put those last 2 steps in their own bullet point. Complaints about Uber One aren't new. Users have been posting about this for years now. May someone tell me why I can't cancel my membership? There is 19 days still to go and I am unable to cancel it. This is a scam, one Redditor wrote in the r/Uber subreddit. Uber made it impossible to cancel an Uber One membership, said someone in a TikTok video posted recently. Another TikTok creator, while showing the 12 different app screens he had to go through to cancel, stated this should be illegal. Okay, but trying to retain a customer isn't all that uncommon. Usually that's done through a salesperson or some sort of extension of a plan of some sort. This is not abnormal. They're just doing it through screens now. I don't know if that really makes sense in comparison to a human connection, but still. Others say contacting customer support didn't help either. Some never got a response, while others claimed they were charged for an additional cycle even after requesting cancellation. I've been trying to cancel my Uber One membership on an old account I've lost access to. Support either won't or don't know how to oblige, one user shared in the UberEats subreddit. First off, expecting support to actually be supportive is unrealistic on Uber in general, which is sad to say, and I'm glad that the FTC is putting him down for this reason specifically. Not even because of the overall issue, because it is an overall issue, but that's my major major gripe with it. If you're going to try to retain customers, at least make your service worth using and have the support it needs. Like, there's a reason why you're losing customers. It's not just because of the convenience issue. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Honestly, it's about time that Uber, like, stopped doing this crap. Yeah, mega corporations pull shady stuff like this all the time, but between the shady corporation crap, between the customer support being useless, between all support being useless, this is nonsense. The only thing I will say is trying to offer benefits based on wanting to cancel your subscription is not so bad, at least in my opinion. That is actually a sales thing that people do. Having you cancel your phone plan because the promotion you bought the plan under has ended. They decide to extend the plan you already have and offer that as an alternative. That's normal because it costs them more money to get a new customer than to retain an old one. The problem with that is that they're doing it through digital screens, which is the real problem, at least in my opinion. Like, if you were doing the same thing, right? You were doing the exact same thing, but it's a salesperson being a salesperson. They're going to chalk it up to a sales guy being a sales guy more than a corporation being shady. Either way, I hope that this turns out that they end up paying a huge settlement. If they do end up paying a huge settlement, I'll follow up with that on this channel as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.